Crucial times here for Bitcoin. 87,300 shorts are about to get blasted. It would look like. We're going to break it down for you like we do every single day here. Let's get that daily intro up and running. God bless each and every one of you for being here. Let's get it. I can't wait to start the stream. Let's go. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's go, baby. Bam, baby. We hit the gain this weekend. I did not take a day off because I have to hit those gains. I'm addicted to the gains, baby. Let's keep it moving. Shout out to everybody here. Let's get that music back up and running. Shout out to my beautiful people out here on the live. May God bless each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Liver Show. Let's get it on. There it is. There it is. So I'm going to break it down for you right now. I'm going to show you what's happening in Bitcoin land here as we break it down for BTC. A lot of money flowing into this market. HBAR, Chainlink, Bitcoin, a lot of Litecoin coming in there, a lot of XRP, TRX even getting bought up, Algorand. I saw a lot of charts in the altcoins. I posted more altcoin charts in my trading group today than I have in 4 to 5 months. It's intense. I'm excited. I'm going to break down what's happening here on MEXC right now. I gave a trade to my trading group, which was to long this bounce right there off the bottom of this trend line. It went up, it went down, it went up, it went down, it's up. You are now still up in this trade if you took the trade. We're going to break it down at very small scalp on a Monday again, but at the same time, that was the entry right there. I'm just proving a point. You are in the money. It's a 6-to-1 risk-reward ratio if we get to the target at 89,327. What a beautiful day it is to be alive. First thing I want to do is thank God for my life, for waking up this morning, for having the opportunity to have my own YouTube channel, to go for my dreams and not keep working for other people. God bless that life, man. Entrepreneurial spirits around. Shout out to all my entrepreneurs. Let's put the lemon into the water. Shout out to everyone that wakes up and makes their own destiny. And if you're still working for someone, no, I worked for someone until I was 37 years old. Don't put yourself down. You have to grind. You have to save. And then you can use that money to invest and get somewhere in life. I had to work for someone else too. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I could have started my own business from the jump. But I worked for other people for 37 years, everybody. So it took me a long time to break out. The lemon water is amazing. Unbelievably amazing. So a possible double bottom breakout here for Bitcoin. Looks like it could get intense. Look at that massive bullish engulfing candle. And it's a mess right now. It's hard to say exactly what's going to happen, but that's why I trade that bounce on this trend line. Wow. Let's do our top-down analysis. But if you're in the trading group, you're already in this little scalp. And then there could be more to come. We're going to break it down for you throughout the day here. We nailed the long. And then I said, watch out for this right shoulder. I said, we need to get before this bounce. I said, the bulls are looking for a bounce right here. And then I got into a long right there. 87,500 for Bitcoin. Strong, baby, strong. I'm looking for consolidation. If we pumped out of nowhere to the upside right now, great. But I'm just looking for consolidation. I'd like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of sideways price action. Then tonight at around, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, we get a long on the 1 hour time frame. That would be ideal for me. That's what I'm looking for. But I already did call this bounce beautifully, even though I also saw the shoulder, head right shoulder in case. And that's what you get in my trading group. You don't just get an update that tells you what's going to happen. You get all the different aspects. Like, look, watch out for that right shoulder. Look for the bounce. Where to place stop losses and why. How to find entries. 87,600. Bitcoin is going for these shorts. I swear I showed up last night. Bitcoin was pumping when I showed up. I show up today. Bitcoin's pumping when I show up. There tends to be, look, this is a massive liquidation here in the shorts. Shorts are getting liquidated right now as we speak to the upside. I gave you the week's trade that is still open, banging to the upside. We never got out. That was the trade from last night. We took profits on, but this week's trade is still open. My stop losses never got hit. Look at that. They never got hit, booming to the upside here on weeks. I gave you this trade on the 13th and told you I never left. Every day I brought up the trade. Every single day I brought it up for weeks on end. There's some guy who traded 17 trades this week or this month and made no money. There's a guy that traded one trade like this trade and is going to probably likely end up in the green. So shout out to all my beautiful people that took that week's trade. We're still in that trade with weeks. Banging on them to the upside. You got to love it. And then this scalp that I gave this morning is banging. So if you're in my group for $3 a day, I am producing gains consistently. I don't take a day off. I have a strategy that I backtested over 20 years. You don't need to trade anything else but what I teach you. I became a multimillionaire. Hang around someone that's a multimillionaire. If your mentor did not become a multimillionaire, I'm just saying, you can learn from people who are teaching you how to trade, but if you want to really understand how to make it, like I wanted to become a millionaire. I hung out with millionaires. They learned more. They taught me more about how to make a million than someone that wasn't a millionaire. Make sense? And I'm not bragging. I'm just teaching you. Find out. I don't care what it is. Forget money. Fishing, soccer, chess. You want to learn chess? Hang out with someone that goes to the chess club. You want to be a chef? Go intern at a restaurant. I don't care what you want to do in life. Hang out with the people that actually have done it. Like you want to be a chef? Go to a restaurant. See a successful chef that made a restaurant. There's going to be some guy selling a course to you, telling you he's a chef. Did he ever open up a restaurant? No. Don't buy things from people that haven't made it. Okay? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. So Bitcoin, what I see is I don't see a huge move coming right now. Personally, I just see Bitcoin bouncing around, and that's what I'm looking for. I look for us to come back down to the bottom of the channel. That's what I really would desire here. Let's start with our top-down analysis and break it down. Shout out to all the beautiful people that are here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I'm absolutely amazed that you came here to spend your time with me. Shout out to the 1,160 beautiful souls. Let's keep it moving. Let's get the likes up to the watchers so more and more people will come to the stream and get a free education. A free education. I'll say that again, a free education. It's free. It's free. See what I'm saying? Yeah, every single day here on the channel. God bless you all. It's free, baby. It's free. So, one thing I'm thinking about today, right? Is it time to load up on altcoins heavy? What is going on? What is going on here in the charts, right? And I'm going to show you a few altcoins that I've been loading up on. Seriously. So check it out. Bitcoin. Where are we going now? Where does 20 years of knowledge take you? Let's go. So bang, bang, bang. All right. The weekly. Let's get rid of all the moving averages and see what's happening here on the live. Resistance, resistance, bounce. Bitcoin had never come and hit the previous resistance point. Not here, not there. It did come close to the wicks. It did this every time. So far, exactly what we're looking for is happening. So far, the hidden bullets divergence is playing out that we brought up every single time. I got you, baby. I got you. Shout out to Crypto Friend. Shout out to my man. Shout out to Lioness of Crypto. We love you. I like that, Lioness of Crypto. That's dope. That's a name right there. That's a lifer. What does it mean to be a lifer? It means you put your all into everything you do. It means you never lie to yourself. It means you push yourself to the limit. It means you go for the gusto every single time. It means you never let a friend down. It means you care about others as much as you care about yourself. It means you want the world to win as much as you do. That's what being a lifer is. So hidden bullish divergence, beautiful. The Fibonacci retracement to the 618 golden pocket right there. We've seen this exact story before, right here with the hidden bully and the Fibonacci retracement to the 618. We've seen this exact story. I've played this I long there in front of the world. Am I going to be right again? Remember when I bought an $84,000 Bitcoin? I'm up pretty nice now, aren't I? Remember when I bought some at 75, 74? Remember I bought $150,000 worth of Bitcoin between $75,000 and $84,000, maybe even got some 74. I'm telling you right now, I'm in the money right now for my Bitcoin buys and some of my SWE buys, some of my Ondo buys. Everything I bought on the low there is up. And again, it is what it is, right? Bitcoin ripping, about to go to $88,000. Bitcoin absolutely ripping to the upside. If you took the trade, you are in the money now on BTC, the week's trade, the maxi trade. I gave you the trade right there. I gave the perfect entry. Yes, it came up. Yes, it came down, but we are pumping now. About to go to 88K. When we see 90, baby, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So Bitcoin booming off the hidden bullish divergence. I called this out over and over again. I called out the daily bullish div over and over again. 87,900 for Bitcoin. We pumped yesterday. We pumped today. It is Pump Town, USA. Bang, bang, bang. Unbelievable. Let's move into the 5-day chart. The 5-day with the bullish engulfing there. And then we're getting a huge move. This is closing above 5-day resistance. Oh my goodness, above 87,000. This is absolutely beautiful. Can we go to the next 5-day resistance at 90K? It looks like today may be the day. The 3-day chart is in the double bottom that I put out over and over and over again, calling for this long to the upside. People doubted me. People said the lifer was out of his mind. They called me a perma-bull. They didn't realize that I knew nothing but the fact about ignorance, and I'm just showing you the charts. I mean, that's a double bottom off of the 3-day. That is a 68% chance of a move back to the point of control at $96,000. I wouldn't be surprised we go to 90. We could go to 96 today. We could go to 96 today. Look, there's no resistance on the 3-day. And then here we are on the daily, 88,060 for Bitcoin. I gave you the call. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Even on the update this morning, I talked about opening along where the 8-hour was above the 200 MA because I love the 8-hour. And I said just long when the 8-hour breaks the 200, we'll likely get a pump there, especially when the 21 is close. And boom, baby, boom. My tried and true strategies play out time and time again. And then when you're tight on the moving averages, you pump up to the 200. If the daily cracks this 200, the only thing I'm not a fan of right now is we're too far away for the 21 and overbought of the stochastics RSI. This could be a fake out breakout. It really could. I'd be taking profits here. What a massive pump on this move to the upside. Unbelievable. This is awesome. And if you're in the trade for weeks, you are making bacon on the beach, baby. 35% gains on the week's trade in at $85,222. And we're already up at $88,000. That's a monster candle for Bitcoin. The daily made a bull flag. I trade these all the time. The Stokes weren't low. That was the only sketchy thing about it. But daily had bullish div on the daily too as well, which told us they were likely going to get a bounce here. Daily bullish div, hidden bullish divergence. I like what I'm seeing back. Then we even showed you on the 22, the last few days, we kept showing you that there was a shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. This says it's going to pump to the 200 MA here on the 22. I see us continuing. We're going to break this resistance and pump all the way up. I see us going to 91,000 today. I really do. I see us going to $91,000 today. And BOOKMAP doesn't even add enough, short liquidations, but it does have some right up there to 88,600. Monster candle for Bitcoin, 88,000. Shout out to anyone that took the scalp. I'd be taking profits on the scalp right now on that 15-minute in and out like a bang. That's it. And now we reassess. But wow, what a move. So everything kind of going to plan like I talked about all weekend long. I drew this flag for you over and over and over again to the point of no return. I showed up day in and day out twice on the weekend. On Easter weekend, I showed up twice. On Saturday, twice on Sunday. Gave you my heart and soul. Gave you everything I had. I showed you this was a bull pennant likely to break out on the 4-hour time frame. I told you to stay long as we stayed above the 200 MA on the 4-hour time frame. No reason to get out of this trade. My stop loss stays right down there. I will stay in this puppy. Now, a little bit of bearish div on my indicator, hitting a resistance. We hit this before. This is the big area that we could not get back above, 88,500 for Bitcoin. And now we go to the smaller time frames, but the daily looks like it could continue. The 22-hour too as well. I just love what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. And I mean, if you look at this, the 1 hours looks like it's just getting started out of flag. The 1 hour just touched the 21 with stochastics flipping. The 1 hour says it's just getting started. This is the beginning of something big for Bitcoin. The 1 hour has a measured move. It takes you right to about 91,000. So this is suggesting that more is coming. So now we got to look for flags for movement. And again, I bet you we crossed the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame, my known signal. And we did right there. The second we crossed the 200 MA, you open up a long right there with a stop below, and you're in the money. My signals have 7 ways to Tuesdays. There's 5 ways to make gains. I teach you how to find the reversal in the morning with the bullish div and the cup and handle of the 1 minute. That's money printer right there. I teach you how to find the inverted head and shoulder on the next time frame as we continue. Then I teach you how to find the 1 hour perpetual, like how, if the 1 hour has momentum, and then to see if that could continue on the smaller time frames. This is so bullish right now. It looks like we just, you may not even be able to get a flag on the 1 minute. Sometimes you have to go to the 5-second to 30-second chart. Price action gets real crazy, and it moves really fast. You need small time frames. It's very similar to like you need a speedometer. Like you can't tell with your mind when a car's going by. You're like, well, how fast did it really go? The faster price action, the more we have to shrink it down. This is crazy. I'd be looking for a flag here on the 1 minute time frame now for continuation. Why? Because the 1 hour says it's going to continue. The 22 also and the daily all could get extended. Eventually, we're going to get it too far away from that daily 200 MA, and there's probably going to be a pullback. But right now, because of what I'm seeing on the 1 hour time frame, I wouldn't be surprised if this 1 minute continues to cook. Wow, what a move for Bitcoin. 88,223. And we called the short. I called it in the trading group. I really did. Say whatever you want. Here's the trade right here that I gave to the group. Unbelievable. And shout out to my leverage masters banging on them to the upside. It's the same trade on the NASDAQ. You're taking the same trade. You need nothing else but the live. You've got this. I'm telling you, focus on the guy that got millions. Focus, focus, focus. Don't lose your discipline and your focus. You found the crypto lifer for a reason. Stick with the lifer for a reason. Understand? You clicked on my channel. You found me. People click on me. They found me. Then they go on some other, I don't know where they're going. Stick with me, man. The people that stick with me get on their way. I'm a mentor for a reason. I had a great father. A lot of people did not have a father like I did. I did. So look, to defy the head and shoulders, Bozo looking for a bounce here. Right there is where the bounce is needed. That's exactly where we did bounce. Okay? And then eventually I said, hey, I'm going in. I entered a high-risk scalp on the 15-minute stop loss right there. Never got hit. It never got hit. Here's that trade right there. As you can see, there was your stop loss. It never got hit. It pumped. There we made it there. It did come up. It came almost to break even again. And then it ripped to the upside. Overbought on the 15-minute. I'm looking for sideways price action now for a little bit. We've got some pump action. It would be nice if we got some sideways price action. And again, that's my Discord, where I'm posting every single thing that I'm seeing every single moment in time, constantly. I got a team, too. I got a group of people in here. I got elite traders. I got Master Fred teaching leverage. I got so many people here in the group to give you resources that are going to help grow your mind and soul. I listened to Jim Rohn this morning. Positive affirmations. Don't let all the things that happen to you, don't let your ups and downs, don't let your downs define you, let them refine you. He said, love that saying. Don't be defined by your downs, be refined by them. Like you have failures, you're not defined by your failures, you're refined by your failures. There's no failure, only feedback. You learn from every single scenario, every lost trade you've ever made, you learn from. Every time you went a little too hard, didn't use proper risk management, every time you pushed it without having the proper knowledge, ask yourself, why? Why did I do this? I pushed myself back. I was gaining momentum. Momentum is the key. Successful people realize that they can carry on momentum from one thing to the next. When I wasn't successful, I could do great things, but only for a day or two, and then I'd go back to hanging out, doing the same old stuff. I could not keep up the momentum. This trade is just booming. It may not end here. I'm keeping the week's trade open. Anyone still in the week's trade? Anyone make that week's trade with me and held it the whole time? If you held that trade as long as me, you have patience. You are insane. $3 a day, top analysis and amazing feedback from all the lifers. For traders of all skills, jump on in and change your life. Shout out to Mr. Butters. It's sad there's so many garbage trading groups out there because people think mine's like one of them. You know what I mean? Because they get that like, oh, it's one of those trading groups. It's a mindset. It's really just, you're with a multimillionaire who's teaching you how to trade every day. Sorry. You know, and I'm teaching you what I did to stay disciplined, how I got my mind right. Because you change your mind before you change your bank account, 100%. That's how it works. You change your mind before you change your bank account. And shout out to all the people that were so bearish, man. They were open up shorts. They were talking about going down to 60K. I said, as long as we stay above the 200-day on the 4-hour time frame, I remain long. I said, I don't care how sketchy it looks. My man Victor Navarro said, I held the trade. Me too. I'm in the same trade after we sold last night, Sammy. I love it. Shout out to Jamal Antonio. We are raking in so much gains. It's grotesque. Gainitis, man. And you know what? Pour a little out for the people that left my trading group. There's people that left the group in the last few weeks. It sickens me. It sickens me because the people that left are probably the people that need it the most. And I'm telling you right now, there's so much more coming as far as these altcoins are concerned. You should be getting insecure. If you only trade one asset that's boring, the altcoins are going to start changing your life. People don't realize it yet because they've been slow, but out of nowhere they come and hit so hard. Yeah. Here we go. Well done to everyone. Bitcoin Daily, 200 May. Thank you, Sam. Reversal. That's when you know it's about to go up. Exactly. Weed out the weak, people. Amen. We got to weed out the weak. If you're not ready to hang, you're not ready for the gains. I held Solana like a boss and bought more. I did panic sell a couple times to buy more. I could tell we were going lower. Right? Can't leave even if I wanted to. I paid for the year. God bless Crypto Weirdo. We love you, man. 80K win today. Thank you, Sam. Unbelievable. I don't know how I missed this. 80K win and no super chat? Dang. That man's greedy. No, I'm just... Who makes 80K? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I don't need no super chat. I just wanted to know that you made gains. That's all that matters for me. So I'm watching this 1 minute. I want to see it make a bit of a flag here and get ready for another big pump. The 1 hour looks great. It tells me that there could be a nice move coming here for Bitcoin. So let's get ready to scalp. Again, when I scalp, the trade is you set up the scalp way before you actually make the scalp. The scalp is way ahead of, you got to be ahead of yourself. You got to see the trade before it's possible. But when you see 90K, man, 100K is coming. And it's going to get people excited. It's going to cause a little too much relief, though. Remember, the daily's a little far from the 21. That's going to be in the back of my mind now. Because I know no matter how hard we pump, there's going to be a resolution there. Like, we're going to have to figure out what to do at one point. You don't just keep going forever. It's just not what happens. You set up the trade. The target would be 90,096. Okay, the stop loss would be at about 87,847. $300 for 1,200 would be a nice case move there. I like it. I like it. So that's the trade I'm watching. 282 for 1,250, even better. I want to see it consolidate first before I make the trade. Let the market tell me the highest probability idea. We know that the 1 hour looks good. We know that the 22 and the 4 hour could continue to pump. The only thing holding me back now is the daily really far away from the 21. But let's get above the 200 MA and get a pump. I see the 22 headed to the 22 hour time, to the 200 MA. That's just what I see happening. See, what happens is price action likes to move successively through the MAs, specifically the 200. It'll go to the daily 200, then to the 2-day, then to the 3-day, and then vice versa back. In and out, right? Got my first baby girl lifer on Good Friday. Wow. Shout out to you, man. God bless you. Can you please FX coin? I don't know what that is, man, but God bless your baby girl. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go sideways if we're bullish 100%. Exactly. I put out a bunch of trades in the trading group last night. Tons of altcoins that I was looking at. Wouldn't you want to know which one they were? I definitely think you would want to know. Multiple setups. And I'm the guy that hits setup after setup after setup. So I think you'd want to know what setups are posted to the group. Join the trading group to find out what I'm doing every single day. Not everything is out here on the live. I'm going to hold back here. I like the low stochastics. Almost a hidden bullish divergence there in a way. 88,200 for Bitcoin. I'm not in yet. I'm waiting for consolidation. 10 minutes of consolidation. You got to have patience to trade. You got to have some patience. Went from 1 million house to a $3 billion house with your encouragement. Risking it all in crypto in the last 6 years. My wealth manager was very doubtful the entire time. Of course he was. He didn't know how to make money like you did. You think I have a wealth manager? I laugh at those people. I meet these people when they tell me what to do. I just chuckle at them. Like, what if I was sitting? They don't even know I could be sitting on $100 million in Bitcoin quietly, right? Just sitting here. I'm not saying I am, but they don't know if I am. And they're sitting there telling me how to diversify my money. And I'm watching them like, I don't even say a word. I just sit there quietly like, my mind goes, if he knew what you knew, Sam, then he wouldn't be sitting in front of you. He'd be doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Once you get it, you get who doesn't get it. Because you know they wouldn't be doing what you're doing. They'd be doing what you're doing. When they're not doing what you're doing, they're hustling. They're looking for something you're not looking for. If they're looking for something, they don't have what you have. Remember that. Every time someone's trying to get you to do something, ask yourself, do they have what I have? If they don't got what you got, then why would you do what they do? It's all right. See, everything's in front of you, but you can't see it. Amen. You're in control. Remember that. Nobody else is. You don't have to sign on any dotted lines. You don't have to make any deals. All you got to do is be you and let the good Lord bring who is supposed to come into your life. Come into it. The right deal will come. The right person will be there. I'm telling you right now, I don't know how it happens, but it does. Just stay focused on yourself. Stay disciplined and don't do anything grimy. And don't break your rules for anybody. Understand? I don't care how good it looks. I don't care how much money could happen. Don't break your rules for anybody, not your moral standpoint. So I want to see if this could bounce. This could be the possible live trade. I tend not to live trade on Monday morning. The fact that we already live traded today was crazy, but hey, cross the 200 man. We got the pump to the upside. We may come all the way back down here. I don't know how this is going to consolidate. I am not a psychic. I'm a time traveler, not a psychic. Two different things. I only know where I've been before. I can't tell you what's going to happen if I haven't been there. See what I'm saying? It's the difference between a psychic and a time traveler. People get them confused. Some people use time traveling to make people think they're psychics. Some people use psychics to make people think they're time traveling. It all depends. All right. That's a nice bounce there with the 21 and low stochastics. That's an aggressive entry. Extremely aggressive right there. Extremely aggressive. It could be the bounce, though. There's a hidden bullish divergence there. I'm going to go with the aggressive entry. Extremely aggressive entry. Don't do this at home, please. You're risking a lot. You're seconds away from losing hundreds of dollars. If you don't have thousands of dollars to risk, you'll chew through your money fast. If you don't have a demo, you don't know what you're doing, do not replicate the amount of money I use. Do not replicate the exact way I'm doing this. Trade a flag if you like a flag. Watch the technical analysis, but the amount of money you use to stop all that is up to you. You've got to have a system and a strategy that you're using. Otherwise, I cannot help you. I can only show you what to do with the technical analysis every day, and then you can tweak it into your kind of how you want to do it. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. I'm pretty good at snipe entries. Reason why I mainly sniped this entry was because I see a hidden bullish divergence. RSI swinging, price swinging up, RSI swinging down. We could get a continuation here. Says that maybe that low will not get taken out, likely with the low stochastic. There's also a money printer in there if you can't see it. But if you pull the Fibonacci here, you can see that we wicked right to that 786 fib with the wick and then bounce. So that's the money printer right there on the 786 fib. All right. Up to you, though, how you want to look at it. I look at it 100 different ways. I can see the fib. I can see the 21. I can see the stoke. I can see the hidden bull. There's probably something else I could see that I'm not pointing out right now. You know, almost like an inverted head and shoulder there. So you got this little right shoulder head, right, you know, could break out too. Anyway, nice little snipe already up in the snipe. That's how you make $100 in under a minute. I made $100 in a minute. Look at that. I mean, that's not bad at all, right? I should take it as fast as that came. That's how you make $100 in a snipe. Again, I could lose a lot of money pretty fast here. Remember that. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. I'm likely to get stopped out. It's Monday. All right. And you could even just chew away. Like I could have snapped that 100. Almost like a double. It could almost be a head and shoulder there too. Very aggressive entry. Hidden bullish must play out there on the 1 minute. I've probably traded hidden bullish to the 1 minute, I don't know, 60, 70 times. Not a lot. Yeah, and look how far we are for the 21. It tells me to cut the trade off immediately. I'm about to just move the stop loss to break even. You see this? I'm going to take my 100 quick. I don't like how far we are from the 21-day moving average on the 15-minute time frame. It's unrealistic that this will be a sustainable pump. I can't lose money now on the pump, no matter what. Understand? I do this 10 times a day. If I make $100, look, I'm only in the charts. It can take me 10 minutes. You know, maybe I make the scalps I have to assess, right? It takes an hour, but I'm really in the market for 10 minutes to make $1,000, right? Up another 6% here as we continue. I like it. If this consolidates, I mean, there's a chance I do win big on this one. We walk away with a nice, you know, $1,300 in gains. We can't lose, so on Monday, I just play around. Tuesday, Wednesday, I go hard. Tonight, I'll go hard, too, after 7 p.m. I can't wait for Monday night at 7 p.m. It's like my favorite. I just feel so free. The markets have exposed themselves. They've given me so much information. I can finally use that information to get down. Almost looks like a head and shoulder pattern there, too, right? You see that? They'll dump that puppy. I wouldn't chase it on a Monday. And look, the 15-minute away for the 21-day moving average. Now we can start to see a story here. Let's go back to our bigger analysis. So, and again, that's why you wait for consolidation. See, I told you it was an aggressive entry. Aggressive entries on a Monday will likely lose you money if you don't know how to trade them properly. I had $100 there in a couple minutes. I could have taken it. I was going for bigger money. It really wasn't going to get me excited. I mean, look at that's an M pattern now that's going to dump to the downside. Am I wrong? So now you extend this and you're looking for like a shoulder, head, right shoulder. You see? Okay, you don't know how it's going to consolidate. You just kind of, you map it out. Hours later, it'll make sense. Or it'll dump. We reassess the situation. Another possible aggressive entry right there now. You see? And I just do this all day, and I know exactly what I'm doing, back and forth. To someone else, it's confusing. Doesn't matter to me. I stopped, attempting to impress people a long time ago. Honestly, you know what I mean? I wear suits and ties because my grandpa and my grandpa did. You know what I mean? It's part of my legacy. It's part of my life. That's all. I feel like my dead grandfather or my grandfather's always watching over me. So is my dad. And the price men dress nice, so I dress nice. It's just part of where I came from. I don't do it for any other reason. My family name, represent. What they say about me is none of my business. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care. I care what my students think of me. I care what honorable people believe in me. That's what matters to me. But it's not about I don't attempt to impress anybody for any reason. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help you. God put me out here to help you. If I can help you and make if I can make money and help others, I'm going to do it every single day of the week, baby. Every single day of the week. So look, we don't know what's going to happen on this beautiful Monday. I will tell you, though, it's likely that we come back down to the 21-day moving average on that 15-minute. Wow, so the 15-minute boomed. Look at this. And don't get caught up with the small time frames. They're good to watch. But yeah, the 50 minutes coming back down to that 21-day moving average. False move Monday. We almost went, you know. But what we want is just a retest. That's fine. Retest the top of this trend line and be gone. And bounce nicely. It's crazy that I called that bounce there, right there. What a day already on a crazy Monday, right? So I would look for this to be kind of the top trend. Crazy it didn't fill out, though. It's a very strange pattern. Look, you can see what they did. They created a head and shoulder. They got everybody to short, and then they flushed the shorts. Now they get a bunch of long liquidity they can grab and bounce. Makes perfect sense to me. And 88,000 holding. Remember, if the daily also gets above the 200 MA, fireworks. And you never know today. That's why I would keep watching the one. I would have to have the 1 minute open today. I'd watch your 15, your 1 hour, and I'd watch the 1 minute, the 15, and the 1 hour closely. I'd also have the daily open in case we get above the 200 MA. Those are the time frames that I would be watching very, very closely today. Because we want to see if the 1 minute can consolidate. That's what we were waiting for, the charts to give us information. See? That's going to be an inverted head and shoulder, and then we may bounce. 15 minutes seems like it may not want to give up 88K. Now we get all the way up here to 90,133 for Bitcoin, right? Shout out to the 2,000 people here on the live, 451 likes. Maybe we get the likes up to the watches. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here every single day. No days off since February of 2021. No live streamers stream more than Sam Price, the crypto YouTuber, man. Crypto lifer, baby. Nobody. And probably not in any other genre on YouTube. I don't know if we've had a more consistent streamer in any single industry in all of YouTube, man. Like, I can say that. One of the most consistent channels in all of YouTube ever in history of YouTube. Straight up. We're only in a week straight right now that we opened weeks ago. No pun intended. Or a week ago. But now we're kind of we're stopped at the daily 200. You see, that's when you get stuffed. A lot of days you'll hit the daily 200, and that will be a beautiful place to take some profit. I mean, that flag broke out beautifully. What a pump. 85,000 up to 88K. And now we assess whether the 1 minute will get us there or not, or whether it's going to crumble down. We get a bounce, we consolidate, we take a long. I already tried one really aggressive on Monday with proper risk management, and I was able to get in and out without getting scathed, which ain't too bad. Gains for a living out of nowhere had that massive pump. It's funny, people were starting to get into stuff. Remember my old buddy, I still hold this coin, Gains for a living. So crazy to see all these coins kind of attempting to come back from the dead here. Optimus, another OG little coin. What's up with GROK? Remember GROK? Had nothing to do with it. Remember, it was just a meme that it but the buzz was the buzz, Yeah, they're all down in the dumps, but they got that inverted head and shoulder. They're attempting to take out new highs. Veracity and altcoins starting to get some movement here. Let's take a look at total 3, the entire market cap of all of the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, and see what's happening here to altcoins. So I said, hey, there could be one last chance for a dip down, but you want to see if there's a flag, and we dip on out, retest 767 and bounce further to the upside. This is unbelievable. And that could take you all the way to about $1.31 trillion. And we bounced off of a 706 and a golden pocket to 618.65. That is absolutely insanity, right? And I'll reassess for you. And I'm going to do a macro analysis video after this live. The one we do on Friday, I'll push it out for you there. Funny what I see too. I started to play with this idea. Is this like a slanted Adam and Eve? And that's your top, and the Adam and Eve will break out. Been playing with these ideas in my head. I don't even have to show anybody them. A lot of them play out on their own, like just. So far so good. We're starting to get a little bit of a move back out of the channel. I felt like this was it. We broke out, we made a little flag, and we retested the top of the trend line. I've seen it many times. And then we bounced on out of here. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. You see the inverted shoulder, head, right shoulder to the upside. Bitcoin already kind of broke out. Altcoins are lagging a little bit behind Bitcoin. They need Bitcoin to go sideways now and that liquidity to run out of Bitcoin and flood back into the main altcoins, which will then flood back into the mid caps, which will then give low caps the permission to pump again. I like what I'm seeing on Total 3. I see this flag breaking out just like Bitcoin did. A bigger move. We will get a resistance just like Bitcoin is at the 200 MA on the daily at about $841 billion for the altcoins. But I like what I'm seeing. Bullish divvy, getting the bounce. We take a look at that weekly. And the weekly came back to previous supporters resistance. Lost that key level, which we thought we were going to hold. Came back for the second level. Got a bounce. Bit of like a cup and a handle here. Beautiful uptrend that never lost the uptrend. It's just a bigger trend. That's all. Going up for a higher high now to the upside. So the altcoins, Solana, they all look like they're going to be higher than they are now. Solana back to 200 before you know it. Bitcoin ripping back to 95. And we went through some of the toughest times ever in the markets. And a lot of people couldn't handle it mentally. They just could not handle it. They capitulated. So many people capitulated. They almost got me to capitulate. Like, that's how I know it was bad. I honestly never capitulate because I'd rather just, I know I'm just going to, die fighting. Like, I'm never going to give up. I figured that out about myself. So I'm just going to die fighting. There's no way I'm giving up. I'm not going to give up. I'm not panic selling my bags. If I believed in something, I'm going to hold it till I make money on it. That's it. It's only been a few things that I've had to sell that did not follow my conviction. It's rare. It's like only 2 or 3% of things that I ever got into didn't pan out. So if I keep doing what I'm doing, I got a very good hit rate. I'm going to continue to do what I do. So I see total market cap making a bigger move here. All coins are getting ready. Tightness and then a blast to the upside. And that's going to be a beautiful, like $660 billion coming into the altcoins. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, 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 head, shoulder, shoulder. This thing is booming. I like what I'm seeing for the altcoins for a move to the upside. I like what I'm seeing for the altcoins. Bitcoin back to 87,000 as suggested here. Good thing we didn't get too crazy. And it almost looks like it may assess something like this. Look, you get a trend line here. You might even make a flag like that. And bounce to the upside. I took a pill in Ibiza. I love that song. The show with UPXI was cool. And a lot bolder and a whole lot older, and it was something to do. You never need a light like me. You never need a light like me. Stuck up on that stage, oh, all alone. All I know is sad songs. I love that track. I listen to that track a lot, man. It came out when I was a kid. Mikey Posner. I took a pill in Ibiza. It goes against what I say on the stream, so I get it, but that's the thing, man. I'm still who I am. Like, I created this persona of this, like, perfect guy, the crypto lifer. But, man, I'm still rough around the edges. I ain't perfect. I still, I grew up rapping in Queens, man. Let's go. You know what I mean? I want to see if this could consist, just make a nice pennant here. Again, it's Monday. Let's wait. Let's wait Monday out. One thing I'm not a fan of is bearish div there. Some nasty bearish divergence. How far is the 4 hour from the 21? Not too far at all, suggesting more is coming. And look, this is the smooth moving average that we just broke above. See the smooth? That's a very bullish sign. When you break above the smooth after the 200, it suggests that more is going to come your way to the upside. I've seen it many times. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but I have seen it many times. So is there a live trade right now for Bitcoin that I'm going to make? Or am I playing around over here? It takes my mind a second to reassess the situation and see if there's opportunity. I'm scrolling through my Rolodex of information. I mean, this looks like resistance. I'd like to see us flag out above resistance on the 15-minute time frame. I'd like to see the 21 come up and catch price action here. And I'd like us to continue to the upside in a bit of a parabola like so. something like this, you know. Some type of move to the upside like so to 93,281. All right. And it can get a little tight right there as well. Still looks like there's some opportunity around, you know, entry here with a stop below the low too. 15 minutes overbought, might need to come back down, but that what you want to see is stochastics reset while we go sideways. If the stochastics reset while we go sideways, then we are good to go, baby. And so that's what we're looking for. Reset the stochastics, sideways price action, we get the pump. Reset the stochastics, sideways, you know, and repeat that over and over again. We just bounced off 87.562. Like, that was a little scalp in the small time frame. That was a nice bounce if you look at the 1 minute. See that? I'm showing you how the small time frames builds into the bigger build into the bigger. And so, like, it all depends. They're all connected. The second, this is hard. This is taxing on the mind until you start to do this every day. If I saw somebody do this and I was watching this live stream, I'd think he was A, out of his mind, B, just all over the place. But once I got and understood it, I'd be like, man, this guy's so spot on. It's ridiculous. See, complex theories make beginners think you don't know what you're talking about until they get as complex as you, and then they go, oh my gosh, that's what he was saying. You see, it's not easy. Another trade here that's calling my name a bit because there's just bullishness out here is this SR flip. Just keeping a stop loss lower than this and seeing if we can take it further. And we take it to 91, 1, 2, 3. And just keep the stop loss. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Say that we're going to stay above that. 87, 1, 2, 2. That's another possible trade right there that looks scrumptious to me, specifically after the bounce we just had. I'm like, what did I do there? I'm always like, what am I doing? Yeah, I put like a decimal point or something that I couldn't see. You know, 140 for 138 for 440. Like to see the stochastics reset, but I'm getting bullish vibes here on the smaller time frames. They're not giving back their gains. They look like they want to consolidate. I'll be patient. I'll give it about an hour and a half before I jump into a long, but I want to jump in right now. But I'll just be patient. Always have patience. You don't have to jump in. And specifically, smartest place to get out was right at that 200 MA on the daily. Because if we get back above it, the 21 will catch up, and then there'll be another pump. Once you understand how price action works, you won't chase anymore because you understand that you don't need to chase. You know, it just no reason. Look, inverted head and shoulder possibly forming now on that 1 minute time frame. And again, when you're projecting, you're throwing paint on the wall. You don't know exactly what's going to happen. You're feeling it out. You're brainstorming. You're working through the magic. I mean, shoulder, head, possibly shoulder there. Like, that's starting to look pretty nice to me. That could have been the beautiful entry, 87.8. So I'm getting bullish signals. I just want to find the perfect entry. Understand? That's what this is all about today, right now. But that ain't bad. 80,080 there. 1 minute looks interesting. Waiting for those right shoulders to form now. I'll take you anywhere. Just tell me. Waiting for the 15 minute to get busy. Okay. So when the market's down, it's about DCing into strong projects. When the strong projects triple, double, flip, then we can speculate on littler coins because the market's, you know, basically a lot healthier. One coin that I got into, I think about 4 months ago, somewhere near Christmas, was Alchemist AI. You know, when AI was ripping, there was a lot of speculation on AI coins. I like this White Rock. It's calling my name. I like it at a $475 million market cap. I could be wrong, but it's in a trajectory with a higher low in an uptrend. That's a bit of a cup and handle. Something brewing with this project. It calls my name. I can't explain it. I don't have any just yet, but I may actually buy some today. It may not be ready for the speculation. What is this JPROOF I keep seeing? This ain't a rug. JPROOF. It looks like a head and shoulder pattern. Look, that was a head and shoulder. It did break down. It's like Jesus proof. What are they trying to say, you know? I'll be honest, I mean, that's kind of head and shouldery. That looks like it's going to dump. If it broke back out and retested one of these two blue lines here, I'd be interested. Then you could say it can probably start that pump to the upside. All right. I just want to take a look at ALCH, Alchemist AI. This thing is ripping. I don't understand why. I don't know what's going on, but compared to the rest of the market, it's been taking names and kicking butt. So then I put it in here, and you can see it's getting tight, like it's about to break out. I am in this coin. I have a position in it, so it is my bag. But I could see this thing doing damage sooner than later, too. And it has more momentum than the rest of the market. Fartcoin and Alchemist AI have been ripping. I see this thing going up 82% gains. Stop loss below the beginning there of that triangle. And I picked up this coin a long time ago, and it's really considering, it's still doing the damage. I posted more altcoins to the trading group today than I had in months. I really did. I saw more opportunity in the altcoins than I had in months today. So either we're getting some type of altcoin spring, something big is brewing here for Bitcoin. 88,200, looking like that is a bounce. They're making me want to FOMO in here so bad. I do like the SR flip, and I would have had the closer entry. Now you got to risk more. 150 to me is like a whatever trade. Like it's when I'm risking $5,000, $10,000, $100,000 trade, you know? I make 4 to 5 of those a month. I try, it's got to be right. 20 a year, like you don't go hard unless the market makes sense. For me personally, 88,190. Where's my 5-minute now? Looking somewhat bullish above the 21. This looks like you'll make the head and shoulder. You may never go back down below that blue line. 1 hour looks like it's ready to rip too. And remember, the bigger time frames are all right, so it's like, dang. Risk coming down a bit too. I'm still going to wait. It's Monday. It's tough when people are alive watching you and you got to make a move. It's like, they want to know what Sammy's going to do. I got to feel the pressure, but then I also have to feel the logic. I can't give in to the pressure just because people are watching me, even though I want to do what makes people entertained, right? I'm also an entertainer. MUSKIT on Ethereum, bars, hipster pump. MUSKIT on Ethereum. Fred on Sol. I'm all set with Fred, man. Yeah. Exactly. Alchemist got it to Google's store at Kraken, where Hope and Binance offers spot as it lists their perps as of now. Is this the best AI no Kofi builder in crypto? In my theory on why it's pumped so hard, it's the best AI no Kofi build, no code builder. Yeah. It's the best AI code builder. Alchemist AI, man. We may have found it. Yeah. ETHI pumping, it made a double bottom. The only reason it would leave the group is someone was like teaching something inside my group and was trying to steal people out of my group. That's the only reason I would see people leaving my group, man. You know what I mean? Someone like circumventing some type of other trading style, like, hey, come over here, like, do this. You know what I mean? Because that's the only thing I could see people doing. I hope no one's doing that. You know what I mean? But I project positivity. I just know that I'm going to outwork everybody. Someone doing that is just going to get sick one day and fall off, and I'm going to be healthy. I work out too much. I take care of myself too much. Like, we're going to win. God's got my back. I'm in Australia. Are there any mini trade setups posted to the Discord during Australia daytime? 1 a.m. right now. That's my main hesitation. It's entering the trading group. No, we have people from all around the world, and I sleep for 5 hours a day. I go to bed at 1. I'm back up at 7. So I'm going to be working over your time. Yeah. That's like 1 to 5 in the afternoon for you when the market sucks. Trust me, when the market rips, I'm on. So you want to change your schedule to my schedule, not your crappy Australian schedule. You better change your schedule to New York. You're living in the West Coast, you better wake up at 5 a.m. and trade New York Open 9 a.m. Like, you don't have a choice, man. I show you when liquidity rises. My channel is based off liquidity. I show up when the liquidity is the best. You better change your schedule to make the most money with me. I will help you make money no matter what on any time frame. And as long as you zoom out, like the trade on the 4-hour, anyone could have made that on any time frame in any place in the world. You had 8 days for it to stay above the 200 MA. It didn't matter where you were. My tried and true strategies are going to help you trade in any single time zone, no matter what. That's another reason why my trading group should, is continuing to flourish. So if you're in Australia, 100% you can join the trading group, and 100% you will gain a lot of knowledge from it. 100%. Yeah, I'm in Australia, and you get lifers, alts always. See, he said it. He's in Australia. Rough Styles has been in with me for a long time. And he's been with me for a long time. And he can tell you that Australia calls great. It's great for Australia. See, once I switched my schedule, I started making gains. It's about when you trade. When you trade is so important. Look, that's an inverted head and shoulder on the 1 minute. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing rips. I'm getting FOMO. I'm getting FOMO right now. Oh, this is tough, right? When you want to get in, but you're not sure. At that point, when you feel that way, you should walk away. And if you come back to a pump, so be it. And you should be, and never get mad that it pumped afterwards. Yeah, who here is in Australia? Let the people answer the question. Who's in Australia and make gains? Shout out to Rough Styles. I love you, man. From day one, you've been with me. From day one, brother. God bless you. Hope the family's well. Musket on Ethereum with an I. What is Ethereum with an I? I've never heard of it. Doesn't Ethereum have an I in it? ETH is dead. Yep. You're funny, right? Well, let's take a look at Musket on Ethereum. And I like your super chat. Sometimes you guys distract me from getting into bad entries. I'm like, I got to do a super chat. Then I'm like, good thing I didn't take that entry. I know nothing about this coin. It looks absolutely horrible. $4.9 million market cap back at the bottom. I don't know, man. It's up to you. Looks like it got, you know what, rug pulled. So total looks good to me. I like what I'm seeing for total. Let's take a look at the DXY continuing to fall off a cliff here. And we talked about this on the macro analysis, and I'll be doing one at the end of the show today. And we talked about this bear flag breaking down, and it did so. Look for the bears retest. Look for this thing to continue to dump. Make another flag and just continue. We do not want to see it reversing Ripley. If that happens, then, you know. Shout out to Drain Cleaning Australia, who is also from Australia. We got a lot of people from Australia on the group. I think we got like a few hundred people at least on the live. Australia, UK, and America is predominant in crypto for whatever reason. Tends to be a lot of people in our industry there. Now, I ordered a jacuzzi from Amazon. I thought it was a bad look, and everyone got hated on me when I posted it on Twitter because they said, "Hey, you should have spent local." I tried to go local. You know what the local guy was doing to me? He was taking like a $8,000 jacuzzi, charging me $11,000 for it. Then he was charged. Then he has to ship it from Georgia to upstate. He charged me for that. That has nothing to do with me. He's selling a product. Why is he charging me to ship it from Georgia for $1,700? Then he lives on an island, so then they have to get it on a boat and take it to the island. He charges me another like $800 for that. And then when it gets to his place, which is 5 minutes from my house, I did the math. It's a 5-minute bike ride. He charges me another $500 to deliver it to my house. He came up with $15,805 for a jacuzzi. There's only 2 people on the island that can service me locally. I ordered it on Amazon for $7,000. I said, I'm all set, buddy. I didn't tell him why that I did that, but, you know, anyway, I know this is off topic, but I got really nervous ordering a jacuzzi on Amazon. What if it breaks? What if I can't? But I found out it's from Comfort. And then I asked GROK. I said, GROK, how do you feel about ordering from Amazon? And GROK did a really good... Dude, GROK is amazing. Like, GROK is absolutely amazing. You can ask it about products, anything you want. Anything you want. You know what I mean? UL listed certifications, right? So I even looked up I just want to show you how amazing GROK is, and then I'm back to the charts. But I looked up Comfort hot tubs. It told me everything about them. Told me how many customers had an issue. So they were prompt with their customer service and said, hey, you should actually feel comfortable about ordering this. You know? It's a solid choice based on consistent positive feedback from massage spas. It's UL listed as critical. Confirm a manufacturer, hot tubs, or checkpoint. And, you know, it kind of assessed. Glad I could help. I even said it was great talking to you. It was great about the hot tub. And then I said, do you want to jump in? You ever want to jump in the hot tub? Let me know. He said, dip in the hot tub sounds relaxing, but I'm a digital assistant chilling in the cloud. Dude, GROK is unbelievable. It could answer that question. I was wondering what it was going to do if I asked it to jump in the hot tub. If it can handle that question, it can handle a lot of questions. GROK is amazing. You're going to find it absolutely useful and helpful. I use it for everything now. I don't care what I buy, what I do. I use it for everything. Salt water is the best. That's what we keep saying. But everyone said, I got a saltwater pool. It still uses chlorine. Everyone thinks saltwater pools, they are better than chlorine pools. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't stink as bad, but salt is chlorine, right? I've been chlorine dioxide, whatever, but, you know. Yeah. What does GROK say when you ask if we live in a simulation? I haven't asked that. Is there a way to add crypto subscription for Trading Group? Yes, just email cryptolifers@gmail and you can pay in cryptocurrency. Hey Sam, started watching a few months ago and I've learned so much. Thank you for your content and positivity. Can you take a look at VJane, please? Dog or not? Let's take a look at I use GROK for thumbnail ideas. Just need to learn to make them. Interesting. Canvas make them for free, man. I use GROK all the time. Hot tub gets used once every 2 years. That's sad. I use my hot tub sodium chloride. Exactly, sodium chloride. I use my hot tub every single day, like 90% of the day. The percent of days in the... There was like 7 days I didn't use it this year. I moved to Florida April 28th. In 7 days, it'll be the entire year I've been here. What a journey it's been, everybody. Okay, so how can we help you become a better trader? That's this channel. That's what our goal is on this channel. How do we help you become a better trader? I want you to ask questions every day. I want you to get asked. I want to know what you guys need help with. Ask some questions here in the chat. Send in a $1.99 super chat. Say, I keep losing. Why? Say, my stop loss gets hit here. Say, I can't control my emotions. Do you have any recommendations? I'm here to teach live every day. I can't do it if I can't get some feedback. Let me know if there's something you need right now from the stream that I can hit you up with. All right. Yeah. Exactly. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. That's why brick and mortar businesses will be non-existent soon. Small business owners need to pivot or perish. It's sad. Just had to file bankruptcy for my 10-year-old business. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. We definitely live in a simulation. Hey, you never know. So I didn't get into the long yet, but this is looking like we could still make some type of flag here that could propel us further to the upside. It's not over yet. I'm getting some mixed signals, right? Learn scalping wrong, bad entries all the time. Exactly. What do you think about SPX dipping and Bitcoin pumping today, Sam? Brick and mortar has been dead. I've been out since 2022. Yeah, how to figure out where exactly to put the stop loss without losing. You can have a brick and mortar business if like another 80% of your business is online. And you just have the brick and mortar business to kind of meet people. And it's like fun. Like it's part of your, it's like, it gives you a storefront to interact. But most of your business should be, you can't compete with an online business if you're a brick and mortar business. You just can't. Ship products around the world while you have all your product, Exactly. How to call it day after day, taking profit or certain losses. Yeah. Have you ever thought of making a crypto trading group on weeks? No. Florida's a great state. I live in the South myself, Arkansas, and I'll never leave. Two people I met just left Arkansas for Florida, and they love it. Yeah. What's a great time to be alive and part of the Lifer crew? Why is he dead? Please take a look at it. How do you manage your risk? How much risk on every trade? It depends on what you're doing. See, what people don't realize is trading is staying in the motion. Like, for instance, I make big trades to make, to change my life. Like, say your net worth is $5 million and you make $5,000. It's great, but are you going to get excited over $5? I mean, I still do because that can add up and I'm an entrepreneur and I can use it. But to make really big gains, right? Like, I need to put $100,000 in Solana. I need to put $100,000 in Chainlink and I need to hold for 2-3 years and make 500, 300, you know what I mean? I'm in for big money. It takes a long time. These are weekly trades that they take me 2 years to make. I put 100 grand, I come out with 500. I put 200 grand, I come out with 800. It takes a year and a half. I do that 4 or 5 times, I turn 400 grand into 2 mil. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. I got my massive trades right now still open, my chain link, and I could brag about how big they are and all this, but it's just, my trading group knows because I share it on my weekly screen share. They know how deep I'm in. They know how much money I got invested. They know how much money I throw in Bitcoin. They know everything. I share everything with my group because I want you guys to learn the struggle that I'm going through to make it to get my next to 10 million, 20 million. This ain't going to be easy. It's going to be a hard road. Once you get richer, getting richer takes even more guts, more balls. Like, it's not easy, man. Excuse me, but I did say it. It takes a lot. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be, think about it. Everyone wants to make gains. But do you want to become a millionaire or a billionaire? I'd say a billionaire. If I ask you a question, you want to become a millionaire or a billionaire? Wouldn't the question be a billionaire? Okay, so now we assess that you would like to become a billionaire, not a millionaire. So we know that no billionaire became a billionaire overnight. A couple millionaires made a couple million. There's some fast ways to make million. It's happened, but in general, it's not what happens. Exactly. When the lifer wins, we all win. Ask not what Sammy could do for you. Ask what you could do for Sammy. Giver's Gate. Shout out to Crypto Billy. God bless you for the $49.99. Always giving. Always giving. And I got really good people around me that are moral, that know how to assess the situation, and that back me up 100%. That's how I know what I'm doing is solid and honorable, because I got honorable people behind me that believe in me. He said, what's the reason for today's pump? I never care about the reason for the pump. I look at the charts. We were above the 200 man. We consolidated in the 4 hour. 9 out of 10 times, I see a pump when the 4 hour consolidates above the 200. You do whatever you want. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just do what the markets tell me is most likely. That's it. I do what the markets tell me is most likely and go from there. The only reason I know it's most likely because I've been doing this for a long time. See, because I didn't have ADHD. I didn't lose my focus. I didn't do 1,000 things for the last 10 years. I did one thing. I traded for 10 years, over that 15, but literally I had a job 10 years ago. So I was trading, But the point is, I did one thing over and over again until I got good at it, or better than most, And that's my life. I looked at every single person that was successful in life, and I saw that they picked one thing, and they dedicated so many moments of their life to it till they got good at it. And that's success. It's really simple. You got to find something that you can do day in and day out, no matter what. I love to trade. Trading is awesome. But I open up a live stream 7 days a week, some twice on the weekend. You think every single day I felt amazing? You think some days a friend of mine didn't invite me to go to like the shooting range or do something cool at 8 in the morning, and I said, no, I got to do my live stream today. You know how many times I've been invited somewhere and I've said, no, I got to do what I got to do. I want to go where everyone else goes. I want to do what everyone else does. I want to have fun. I can't. That's not my life. There's two ways of life. I'm gonna make it really hard on you right now. Some people are going to click off when I say this right now because it's going to hurt them. You could be a regular person or you could be an exceptional person. It's fine if you want to be a regular person. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good life. You can have fun. No one will remember you. You will not be a leader, okay? No one's going to write a book about you. It doesn't mean you're not going to be an amazing person, a good father, a good worker, a loyal person. That's fine. I'm not putting down a regular life. It's great. Going out to, hanging out with your boys a few times a week, just having everything you want. Making a little bit, just enough money to get by, 80 grand, 100 grand a year. No millions, no nice boats, no nice, just enough. I'm sorry, but that's not okay for me. Like, as a young kid, they told me I could be anything I wanted. So why the heck would I go for that? If I could be anything I wanted in my life, why would I go for that? I wanted to make that entry right there. But if you could be anything you want in your life, why would you go for mediocrity? I don't understand. Yet when you talk about wanting to be great, people put you down and think you're pompous. So because I want more than the average person, I'm a rude guy? I don't understand it. They'll throw tomatoes at you on Twitter when you post, my pool in the background. Everyone's like, oh, yeah. It's like, my bad. I didn't know making it was an insult. You know what I mean? And I just want to, I'm talking to people here that get successful, because when you get successful, you're going to get hated on. There's going to be people that just throw shade your way. And that's okay. No, that's part of success. Sad to say, but that's just part of success, because you're putting in front of other people what they can't do. They want to have, of course they want to have, would love to have what you have. Of course they would love to be successful like you. So once you got it, know that there's going to be some speculative hate coming your way. But that's okay. Because you're ready for that type. Because you live in love and it doesn't affect you. Right? Words are just words, unless you're giving them meaning. Run from the show, you're running from yourself. Amen. Good morning, Sam. My wife watched the show with me yesterday. She loves your enthusiasm and your spiritualness. Thanks for everything. God bless Ron Delgado. We love you. Live, you described my thought process when around others who settle for mediocrity. That's why I joined the group, because I wasn't like that. 100%. And there's not a lot of people out in the real world that want to grind like that. And I wanted to enter right there, but I was yapping 88. It's all right. But it looks like we're going to get a punch. See my 5 minutes resetting on a flag, touching the 21-day moving average. See? Low stochastics on the 21. That's another known move. Funny, I'm getting some mixed signals today. Like, it looks super bullish. I'm just not getting my, the obvious patterns that play out. 1 hour looks like it's going to press and continue to pump on that 15-minute. Indecision doji there, but the candle to the upside. Back to this 1 minute. And some choppiness on the morning. You got people wanting a long, people wanting a short, liquidity on either end. It's a Monday. Just let it continue to assess it. It's taken a lot of my, look at how much patience I've exerted today not getting into these trades. I love to trade in front of you guys live too. So that's something I always have to, I'm hating. How dare you work hard your whole life and become a self-made millionaire? I know, right? Success attracts hate. Stay grounded. Amen. Let's take a look at the super chats and see what people are saying on this fine day. It's 11:21. I like to get into the super chats around 11:15. We got VELO, VeChain, Farcoin, Pixel, and ETH. We already went over Farcoin in depth in the trading group. But what I'll do here is I'll go over to fan funding, and I like to call out everybody here and say hi. So we got Andrea John. We love you, man. Thank you for becoming an exclusive lifer. We have TA on Farcoin, Lazaro Alberto. I have that in the trading group. It's actually one of my coins, so join the trading group if you want TA on. Sometimes if you ask for TA, this is the one time I will. If someone asks for a super chat, but I already have an exclusive update on it in the trading group, I don't want to give that exclusive update away. I want to dangle that for $99 a month. So no offense. I got to tell you, hey, I did Farcoin in the trading group in depth. I think I already did it here tonight too, but I think I already went over it, honestly. I usually give everything away for free, even though I say I'm not. I do. Pixel's going crazy right now. Michael Reinhardt. I've started winning more trades because of you. God bless you, Sam. Can we check VELO protocol, please? Shout out to Stephen Mallet. Let's take a look at... We looked at MUSKIT. I did not like what I saw there. Let's look at Pixel. You say it's ripping. Let's look at Pixel here. And it's also on MEXC. Wow, it is ripping, yeah. And honestly, see that same shoulder, head, right shoulder Bitcoin went on, and then boom. A lot of coins ate on that. That was a big move, man. That was a big... Last night was a substantial... Bitcoin broke some resistance. They've been holding us down for a while there on the daily time frame. We broke some daily resistance. That's a big deal. Now, this pumped, but I mean, it was a newer coin that got absolutely demolished. You'd have to believe in the project to buy down here at 3 9/10 of a cent. I personally don't. I already kind of have some of my like little winners. I don't know enough about this project to care, honestly. Nice little move, but so be it. It got above the 200 MA. Look for 200 MAs. Just keep clicking till you get near one or close to one, like there. So I wouldn't chase this. Again, flag it out. Wait to 21, come back to price action, and that could be... See where this 4-hour candle closes. Maybe it rips more. You never know. It's not about missing the rip. It's about getting to the next best entry. Understand? I used to be like, oh, if it's going to rip, I have to, so what? I'll let it keep pumping. Then it comes back to the 21. I just have to exert more patience now to get a better entry. That's all. Then you set an alert and you wait for the 21 and the Stokes to reset. Most people just do not have the patience for that. That's why most people aren't going to make gains the way we do. It's just not going to happen. And look how obsessed we are with the charts. Like every single day, for me to make the gains, how much I work, how much I push. Every single day, no matter what. No matter what. Remember, you came to this channel to learn from me, a lifer. There's a reason that you were drawn to me. Don't let people circumvent my teachings and take you away from what I'm pushing. There's a reason why I teach what I teach. It works. Trust me, over time, I've seen so many people not know anything about trading and change their lives with my strategies. They're not even my strategies. They're how the charts work. I'm teaching you how the charts actually work. I'm not in this trade just yet, but I'm assessing whether it's possible. It's looking more and more bullish each time I watch this consolidation. $252 for 4. I don't love it. 89,761 though. Give me a little more punch to the pocket. I mean, that's 117 for 469. That's a trade I'll take on a Monday. Why not? Bang, right? Remember, I've made millions of dollars trading BTC and doing all sorts of things. I don't need to risk it anymore. If I want to sit here and trade $500 for the next 20 years, I can do that. I've done that. See, I've made it that far. I'm not trying to be rude here. I don't have to make millions of dollars anymore. I did it already. I'd like to continue. You see what I'm saying? But I just want to make sure, don't compare yourself to other people. Like, don't compare yourself to me. Don't compare me to you. I'm going to teach you strategies. You use them how you need to use them. Understand? So whenever you're assessing what someone else is doing, just get the information. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what I spent. Do you know how much money I spent today? Do you know? No, you don't. So why? You don't know a dang thing about my life behind the scenes. So when people, because I'm not talking to the main lifers, I just see funny comments where people are like, how much did you make? How much you doing? What'd you do? And I'm like, if I made $1 million today, would it matter to you? I'm just saying, if I made 10 grand today, would it matter? If I made 5 grand today, if I made 2 grand today, what I made today, would that change your life? I don't think so. You know what I mean? Unless we were business partners and we were doing something together, So stop stressing another man's wallet. It ain't gonna help yours. Stress another man's knowledge. That's how you can get more in your wallet. Good morning. Can you briefly explain the concept behind show me the charts and I'll show you the news? Thank you, Infinite Growth. 100%. Look at this. All right. I'd like to find a key catalyst of news. Where was the day that, we'll ask GROK. Watch this. This will take some analysis for me, actually. But like, what day did... Like, recently he went on SNL, right? It was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And Bitcoin had this massive pump. And everyone was like, oh, he pumped because he went on SNL. May of 2021, right? So look at this. Go to the Bitcoin all-time history index. Look at that beautiful move there on Bitcoin too that we put out. Never lost the 200 MA. Shoulder, head, right shoulder there, reassessment, The key is if your stop loss never got hit, you're still a winner. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. So if you hit Alt-G, right? I'm pretty sure you can go to somewhere on the calendar, right? 2021. Did they do it backwards though? No, I don't remember. Okay, so 421. Okay, yeah. So 2021 5 1 or 05 1 go to maybe it doesn't work on this one. 2021. It was May 1st, it said it was on, right? Sorry, you see what I'm doing? I'm going back in time, and I'm going to show you what the charts did May 8th of 2021. Sorry, I'm all over the place here. So May 8th, go to. All right, so right there. No, there's a day where that may, there was a day that he came and then the whole market pumped and everyone was like, oh, it pumped because he got on, but we had hidden. Anyway, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. What will happen is the charts will be about to cross a 200 MA. Like right here, like this. We'll cross it and then like Trump will come out with some news and everyone will say we pumped because Trump. But I'll be like, but we were about to cross the 200 MA. You know, Bitcoin will be consolidating and it'll show that it's about to make a move in the next 24 hours and then something will come out. China drops Bitcoin and it pumps and everything. But if you knew nothing about the news, you would have got the pump. My whole point is if you don't know the news, you'll still get the pumps based on technical analysis. Now, sometimes there's a catalyst. Someone says something and it creates a catalyst for a move. Fine, right? Look, that trade's already in the money up. Almost up 3%. So precise on that entry, I wanted to make it like... There's a good chance we could win this trade now today. Stop loss below 87.7. Take profit up to 89.761 for Bitcoin. Brooks Brothers coat lifer. How did you know this was a Brooks Brothers coat? You saw it in the store? How did you know this is a Brooks Brothers coat? You work for them or something? So weird. You know, when I was young and broke, I saw rich people wearing Brooks Brothers. I did. And it was always like this coveted brand that I couldn't touch. You see what I'm saying? I never got to go to the nice fancy places. I grew up lower middle class. We didn't, you know. I thought about the other day, my kids have eaten so many ribeyes. My dad never brought a ribeye home. I ordered whatever steak they had, strip steak. I don't know if ribeyes were as prevalent back then, but I didn't even know what a ribeye was until I was like 29, 28 years old. Like, I wasn't as refined as I am now. You know, I didn't... So I used to walk by Brooks Brothers and not even enter the store because I couldn't buy anything in that store. So when I finally, quote unquote, made it, I bought all the things that were untouchable to me. You know what I mean? And then once I got them, I realized it didn't even matter. I was happier in the cheap clothes I bought to begin with. I like looking nice on the live. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of like a show. It's all part of the show. Like David Letterman got to dress nice. All the guys on ESPN get to dress nice. How come I don't get to dress nice? You see what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it. But I feel just as comfortable in a $20 t-shirt, a $5 t-shirt even. I used to buy a $1 t-shirt in the Bronx, dollar tees. I'd wear them all summer long. You can get a white t-shirt for $1, man. With a nice pair of white Air Force Ones and a pair of shorts, man. Ain't nothing better. I looked like $1 million. And I used to wear $1 t-shirts all summer long. I'd go up to Arthur Avenue, buy not even Fordham Road, buy them on Fordham Road. $1 tee, baby. I used to get 99 slices of pizza up at 41st Street, 42nd and like 9th Ave. There was $1 pie. Right near Times Square, there was one guy that, now everyone did it, but there was one guy, 99 slice. Dude, you eat 4 slices of pizza for $5 and a drink. You know what I mean? I do that twice a day. I could eat for under $10, man, at least get by. I guess it wasn't the healthiest thing, but hey, it put some food in my belly and I wasn't hungry. I could do what I had to do for the rest of the day, right? You know, years of my life, I spent no money. I never bought a car. I used my bike to get to work. I stayed in a 1-bedroom apartment for years. This is how you get rich. You don't spend your money. And when you're getting rich, you stay in the same place and you keep saving. Yes, I thought of abundance. Yes, I wanted all the beautiful things, but I didn't have the money, man. You can't spend money when you don't have it or you'll be broke for the rest of your life. I didn't buy Brooks Brothers when I had $1,000 in my bank account and I could have spent a $500 jacket. I bought a $100 suit. And I put $900 into Bitcoin. You see what I'm saying? I bought the cheap clothes at Kirkland. I didn't care what anybody thought of me. My dad didn't either. My dad became a millionaire. He didn't care what anyone thought of him. Now I made more money than my dad now. Like I surpassed my dad's net worth. Like, and isn't that the goal? To push your generation farther than the one before you? That's it, generational wealth. Everybody talks about it, nobody does it. That's what this channel is about, helping you maintain and find your way to generational wealth through mentality. You find generational wealth in your mind before you find it in your bank account. Just like you decide everyone decides they're going to get jacked before they get jacked. No one comes out of the gym jacked and then their mind says, oh, I want to get jacked. No, your mind says it's time to start working out. I'm going to change myself. You start going to the gym. Next thing you know, your body looks better. Trading is the same way. You change the way your mind works and the trades change. You change the way you think of yourself. You change the way you're assessing the situations. You change the risk, the probability, and things start to go your way. Over time, success comes. You're not going to be successful overnight, so get rid of that thought. Forget about it. You're not going to buy a meme and just, maybe there's a chance something big can happen to you. All right? There's a good chance in crypto, there's a great chance something big can happen to you. You can turn 10 grand into 100. You can turn 10 grand into $1 million. You can turn 1,000 into $1 million with the right coin. I get it. But it's not going to happen to everybody. Most people are going to have to work their butt off and grind for 5 to 6, 7 years to make their first $1 million in crypto. That's the key. See, that's what nobody talks about. Let's go interview a bunch of the crypto millionaires. Almost all of them said it took them 1 to 2 cycles to make it. They didn't make it in their first cycle. You see what I'm saying? Very rare someone's like, oh, my first cycle, I made $1 million. Just, no. They may have made it, lost, got there, came back. Look, this I don't see how the 12-hour doesn't go to the 200 today. I just don't see how it doesn't go up here. 90K looks very likely today, but I could be wrong. We'll see how they make this thing play out, but so far, so good. I can see a continuation pump, then a pullback where the 21 comes back, and we pull back to somewhere 88.8 after hitting 90, 91,000. But man, it's better than a dump. Look, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. And one of my students, he had the 6-hour. He showed it to me on my phone. He was at my house. We were eating steaks. And he was like, it's funny, he's 54, but he's one of my students, man. I got students of all walks, shapes, and sizes, race, religion. And he's like, that's 6 hours, Sammy. And I hope he was on that because you can see a golden cross coming on the 6-hour now. And you know what that means. It means Bitcoin's going to be somewhere up in here 2-3 weeks from now. See, golden crosses, you can dump after a golden cross. Like this could cross and we could dump down here. What it means is after the golden cross, 2 to 3 weeks from now, you're going to be somewhere up at 94 or 96,000. Golden crosses tell you you're going to be higher than the low you're at when the golden cross is about to approach. It doesn't mean price action isn't going to go up and down in the next few days. It doesn't guarantee up only. You see what I'm saying? It gives you an idea of where we're going to be later on. That's why I like front running these and using them to my advantage. The front running the golden cross in the 6-hour time frame. Now, this could be bearish. We could get a rejection here. Come on down. We could make a head and shoulder now. We could dump back inside the pattern. And heck, next week, we could be down here somewhere at 68,000. Everyone's like, Sam, you were just so bullish. And now I am the most open-minded guy on crypto, Twitter, YouTube. The second I get bullish and I get really excited, it's going to pump. My mind says, remember all those times you got bullish, Sam, and they ripped the market in your face down the other way? Remember all the times you thought it was one thing for sure and you got beat? I said, yes. I said, and you got to remain open-minded. Mark Douglas trading in the zone. Anything could happen at any moment in time. Anything could happen at any moment in time. Anything could happen. Bitcoin could all of a sudden right now start a black swan dump in our face and go to 60K. It could. And you'd be like, no, that's not going to happen, Sam. Whatever. No, it's unlikely. We've made a nice base here. Inverted head and shoulder tightness, golden cross, like it's all happening. But you have to understand this is all just based off years of probability that I put together. Anything could still happen at any moment in time. The second you realize that, you're ready for proper assessment. I still want to know how this guy knew. Maybe he just walked in and he saw the code on the wall, right? The clothes I have on are the clothes from high school, bro. How, man? I've gotten too jacked. You know what I mean? Clothes from high school don't fit me no more. Yeah. Thought we were doing 6 hour. Oh, 6 hour, you're funny. Shout out to GF Burke. Monday, Tuesday, dump, then pump. Hey, anything could happen. I don't say stuff like that. I don't know why what made you say that? What made you say what was going to happen? Monday, Tuesday, dump. What made you say? What makes people say this stuff? Well, you guys just say whatever comes out of your mouth. I love you. Like, you're one of a nice guy. I'm not trying to put you down. I'm just trying to understand where this mentality comes from. It's going to pump, then it's going to dump. Who comes up with this stuff? Like, where do you guys come up with saying this stuff? I'm just it boggles my mind, man. I've been doing this for years. I say I have no idea what's going to happen. Why do you come off telling yourself you know what's going to happen every 5? Oh, it's going to bump, then Tuesday, then Wednesday. Dude, the charts are going to change in the next 6 hours. Even I don't know where they're going to go, and I've been doing this for a long time. Why do you keep telling yourself you know what's going to happen? I just want to know, where does it come from? Like, you need the ego to be fed? Or like, you know, if you don't tell yourself what's up, then you feel inadequate. Why do people feel like they have to know where the market's going? Right? No, I'm not even triggered. I'm just kind of wondering what makes people assume the wrong behaviors, because that's how you shoot yourself in the foot. Honestly, like, I know where Bitcoin's going. I'm going to do this. So you're not going to work as hard as me figuring out where it's going, because you already know where it's going. See, I don't know where it's going, so I'm going to work my butt off today at every little nuance and movement, support and resistance, and I'm going to look for indications, because I don't know where it's going. So I'm humbled by the price action. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. It's the gambling syndrome, Sammy. Thank you. Keyboard warriors. Yeah. Well, stocks are going down, so at 1, we gonna dump, no? Look at the Casper chart, please. We pumping long. The psychology of not. Amen. Exactly. So look, this is like a bit of an Adam and Eve. Right there, right? I mean, that looks nice on VELO. So I would assume you're going to pump up through this gap to the VRVP. At that point, I would start to look for a flag on the daily, the 4-hour, the 1-hour time frame. And again, Bitcoin's kind of flagging out too, right? So if Bitcoin rips, VELO will follow. Coins that are already kind of feeling more bullishness, once they get the relief that Bitcoin's not going to dump, liquidity flows right back into them. I would watch VELO. I don't know if it's like the greatest thing since sliced bread right now, but it has something going on here. And it does have a little bit of a flag on that 1-hour time frame. I'd watch this 1 hour. Could be a nice scalp for VELO. I don't think I'm going to personally trade it, but that looks like you've bottomed there at 0.9. And everyone wants to know what's up with the S&P, the S&P. Honestly, why do people stress the regular markets? Think about it. It's a Monday morning. Let's take a look at your daily. You want to look at your bigger time frames. You have to ask yourself what's happening right now in the regular markets. They got overly pumped to the upside out of nowhere, number one. Number two, you have nation states buying Bitcoin. Nobody's buying, like, you know, the S&P like they're buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a saving grace from inflation. People didn't think that because every time there was a big dip with the S&P, Bitcoin and the S&P would be correlated, and then that would be their indication. But every once in a while they were correlated. They weren't always correlated, and they don't always stay the same. Today, Bitcoin's pumping and the S&P is dumping. See? I see S&P putting in a higher low, though. I see this as just a sloppy, inverted shoulder, head, bit of a right shoulder. This thing ends up breaking out. I see a cup and handle here. I would pull the Fibonacci and wait for that assessment to the 786. You're getting into the golden pocket. The daily stochastics do want to reset. You got to, when these reset, you got to make sure you hold a higher low. Could take a couple days. And again, just look at price action. Is the S&P above the 200 MA on the 4-hour time frame like Bitcoin? No, it's below the 200 MA. If the S&P was above the 200 MA, I would consider a long. It's not. It's below the 200 MA. So look, their TA is not the same. They're not the same. They're not correlated the same. Understand? Like, you're not in the same place based on moving averages. Altcoins have been hammered for months while S&P pumped. And don't you think they like to rotate? So maybe they're going to sell out of the S&P and move into what? Into Bitcoin. Then they're going to, you know. But look, that's an Adam and Eve double top right there for the S&P. It does say some more downside for the S&P could be coming here. You want to see if you can hug a higher low. Hold maybe 5,009 is the key level for the S&P. That's what I would be looking at very, very closely. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Maybe get the likes, 1,000 likes would be awesome. We're getting 1,000 likes every single day here. I'm going to do the super chats. Thank you for everyone. We're going to look at VeChain, Ethereum, and Caspa. Remember when VeChain was VET? Or no, it was VEN. VeChain was VEN when I started. When I got into the markets, VeChain was VEN. VEN. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. The bullish divergence on the big time frame with the first higher low. That's how bear markets end. Okay? I've seen it many times. This was a beautiful inverted. You had a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. You made an ascending triangle. You broke out. You're above the 200 MA with the 21 coming. I'll be honest, like, I wouldn't be surprised if VeChain rips. You know, they're giving away Teslas with AJ. A bunch of stuff is going on. They seem to be implementing themselves back in the game. UFC too. I seen Dana White with a VeChain shirt on. I mean, that's a big deal. I like to see these companies doing this. So a stop loss below the point of control. You could say, hey, we double top though resistance. Yes. So you'd watch for the 1 hour to make a flag here, which it looks like it may be doing. What I like about this trade is you can get in right now. Stop loss on the other side of the pattern. If you end up in the pattern, you could cut the trade off. You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't even need to wait to get stopped out. And if it rips, you get to take the move. So this is what I call a low risk trade because you've already broken out. If you go back inside the pattern and you lose half of your risk, then you probably want to get out. And you still have a 3.7 risk to reward ratio. The bigger move for VeChain only takes it here. Right to about there. 02965. Okay? 02965 would be the next target. It's not going to cut a 3-to-1. You're going to have to get a little higher there to get there, 3 cents maybe. But VeChain looks more bullish than the rest of the market, I'll tell you that. And you know what? I'm going to put an alert on it because then I'll be able to assess what happens there. People that don't use alerts aren't going to hit as much as me, period. You're going to scan the market. It's going to work really hard, but the alerts are going to help you. I see people struggling all the time. Why are they struggling? Because the alerts. All right. ETH in Caspa. Yeah, before dumping again, then Bitcoin could be in for the same. RFC looks the same. Let's look at ETH in Caspa. And remember, if you're with me, you already took the gains like this weekend we made them. We're just scalping small time frames now to see if there's something to be had. Oh, look at that dumpage. And look at that, $60. You don't got to risk a lot. Like, that's obviously going to, you know, maybe it'll bounce. But now you got like the head and shoulder pattern. Now you can see, hey, the bigger time. See, this is what I do. Every once in a while, like 1 out of 8 times, the smaller time frame will rip and go on a massive tear. So I'll put out a little trade. But most of the time, you're going back to the 21 on the bigger time frame. Like if you're away from it, right? Like where are we on the 4 hour? Still a little far away, but that's above the smooth. This thing still looks interesting to me. I mean, we were just at 88,275. Now look, that looks like a shoulder, head, right shoulder. Yes, the shoulders are higher than the head. On small time frames, it doesn't really matter. It's 3 heads. You know what I mean? It's boom, boom, boom. I've seen it play out. I'll keep the stop on because, hey, 114 is 114. There's a chance I stay in the trade. We get a wick out. And it's crazy Monday. It's a crazy Monday now. It just kind of... There's a lot of bulls. There's a lot of bears. There's people speculating. The bears can't believe what happened, though. They're just like, huh? And I'm still in the long. See? No panic. Either get stopped out or don't. And see, this could make a nice consolidation and break out. I already charted total 3. Yeah, I did that like about 10 minutes ago. Yep. Thank you for your super chat, but I'm sorry, I already did total 3. Just jump back into the trade. Let's take a look at Ethereum. And I'm going to assess ETH bigger than I ever have in a long time. See what's happening to Ethereum here. I mean, we looked at it yesterday in depth, and I saw that it had broken a long-term trend line. I got to tell you, man, ETH has a infinite supply, period. So that means it needs to have action to become deflationary. Understand? Everyone says it's fine, it has an infinite supply, Sam. It's the you know, like my buddy, one of my good friends is trying to convince me that he knows that ETH is going to be the layer. I've been doing this for a long time. I can see the future a little bit based on probability. I told people COVID was going to shut down cities. They didn't believe me. How did I know that? It was obvious to me. It was the biggest virus in China. I lived in New York. We had the biggest Chinese population in Flushing. And then I knew that they were going to migrate for the biggest migration in history. And I knew there was a virus in China. I saw videos of people falling down all around China. The news didn't tell us. You had to actually have friends that were in China sending you videos. And I told everyone, man, they're going to shut this. America is about to get hit with the biggest sickness. I said, I see it happen. I said, they're going to migrate here. They all have it. I said, and they're going to come to the second biggest population, which is Flushing, Queens. I said, it's the biggest migration in the history of the human race because this is the biggest migration and our population is the biggest it's ever been. I said, how do they not bring this virus to the city? And it was obvious to me, just like a trade. Because I've been trading, the probabilities were so obvious to me. I told everybody about it, and they all looked at me like I was absolutely nuts. I can get bull flags that look awesome, and people will call me crazy. So when it comes to my assumption on what I'm telling you about ETH, and again, yeah, just because I predicted COVID doesn't mean that, or I was able to assume the probability that COVID was coming, doesn't mean that I'm great on Ethereum. I get it. They're two different things, but I'm assessing the scenario. Look, Say is fast. Sui is fast. Another coin probably going to come out with some new tech. You know how much you have to spend to use Ethereum, man? I'm sorry, but like something that cost me 10 cents on Solana cost me $5 on Ethereum. Once the market rips up again, the price of Ethereum goes up. Ethereum gets congested again. Everyone's going to have to pay more fees for Ethereum. The EIJ 1556 did nothing. All it did is let people pay more for the fee. When you get more congested again, it's going to cause the same issue. It really didn't do anything, EIJ 1556. Who here thinks EIJ 1556 did something? If you did, let me know. Please tell me what it did, please. I'd love to know. I would love to know. Please tell me. All right? Please tell me what EIJ 1556 helped with congestion of Ethereum. In theory, it makes beautiful sense. Once the market rips up again and you get the same amount of congestion, it does not work. Okay? It does not work. They talked about 2.0. Then you got Vitalik, who's woke as a joke, bro. He's like literally woke. Like you know, that's hurting Ethereum too. I'm telling you right now, that's hurting Ethereum. No one crypto wants a woke founder, man. Nobody. Like you gotta be based out here. So that I believe that also, and then there was infighting with Ethereum. And it costs money, man. I got off Ethereum back when BNB came out. I made so much money off Cake because I knew Ethereum was garbage. Because it was charging me too much to do the same things I could do on BNB. The same APY. I could even get better. Cake outperformed. It was just amazing. Cake went from 40 cents to 60 cents to $44. If you rode with, who rode Cake with me? Who remembers me being the Cake man back in the day? We're talking 2020, 2021, man. I was making, back then I was killing it. People don't get it. This was 5 years ago. I was dominating DeFi on a mass scale on this channel. Like, man, I can't even tell people what I did back in the day. They don't even believe it anymore. I've transitioned so much that the old me, the new me, I can't even tell you what I've done. But you know what? That's the greatest thing about progression. You progress so fast that you can't even talk about what you did because you're on to the next thing. See, the old me, I did one thing and all year, look how great I was, look how great I was, look what I did. Now I'm making so much movement so fast, I can't even tell you what I just did because I'm on to the next thing. I had to tell you how great it was in Dubai. The next thing I know, I'm going to be in Bitcoin Las Vegas. Next thing I'm going to be back with my family. Next thing you know, we'll be back in September. It's just going to be another day, baby. It is what it is. So ETH is about to, for me, it better get back above this trend line. And then it looks like it's going to make an inverted head and shoulder, which is going to take so much time. It's going to pump all the way to 39, pump back down. Like, I see maybe a bearish retest. I don't know, man, what's happening with Ethereum. But the charts don't look good to me. They don't say yes. You can say, fine, low, high, higher, low, and keep the trend like this, and that's a horrible trend. If you have to make your trend like a 35-degree angle to make it work, then like, is it even an up? Like, here's my uptrend right here. Like, this is my uptrend. It's a horrible trend. You've lost the trend line. You've got to get back above the trend line to remain bullish, period. Ethereum's the same price it was right now back in 2021. It's the same price it was right there. 1,300. It's like $300 away, a few $100 away from where it was at the top of 2018. Bitcoin did nothing like that. That's like, if Bitcoin was at 20K right now, this would be the same as Ethereum. You gotta understand, Casper is outperforming it, man. Solana's well outperforming it. I dumped all my ETH for Solana a long time ago. Not all of it. I still hold ETH that I got at $89. I don't know why. Because I'm a relic. Because I like old school Ethereum. So I got like a little over a 16x. But still, I bought ETH at $89 in 2017. And I'm only on it like a 20x right now. You know what I mean? I know it's cool, but like 100x, Bitcoin 100x. I'm at an 88x right now for Bitcoin. Far outperformed Ethereum. And people bought Ethereum because it was smaller and they thought they could make more money off of it. They said, oh, Bitcoin's too expensive. I'm going to buy the littler coin. I told everyone that's not how Bitcoin works. And everybody wanted to buy altcoins because they were smaller. And I kept buying more Bitcoin. This last 2 years, all the time, when everyone bought more Bitcoin, more altcoins, I bought more Bitcoin. Again, I did the COVID thing again. I could see that altcoins weren't going to make it, that Bitcoin was the answer. I still dabbled in altcoins. Don't get me wrong. I put dang near 400 grand in them. But I put way more in Bitcoin. And it panned out to be the best thing I ever did, as you could see what happened. And we still may get an altcoin rally. And I'll stay in conviction with the altcoins that I have, and we could still win this, baby. This has been a long rally. This has not been an easy rally. This has taken time, focus, discipline, and everything that a man has and a woman has to make it. This has not been an easy rally whatsoever. It's taken conviction, belief in myself, constant mental clarity, constant mental positivity. There's been days where it's just like, it looks devastating, right? Looks like the market was going to go to zero. Everyone got down. Everyone said it's a wrap. So the people that are mentally tough are the people that are going to make it through this market. The people that are mentally tough are the people that are going to make it through this market. So ETH has lost a true trend line. This falling wedge has to get back up. Ethereum must be back above $2,300, I'd say. And look, I mean, this is crazy. Even if this breaks out 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 5 weeks from now, you're back at $2,700. I'm so happy I'm not an ETH. I'm so happy I'm not speculating on ETH. I'm so happy I pivoted myself into SE. Like, SWE is such a better investment. Oh my God. I saw all my ETH for SWE, man, at $2. Look at SWE's back up from $2. So Ethereum's got to get back above the sauce for me to take it seriously. It is oversold. You would expect a bounce. And again, in a perfect world, everything goes back up, right? Ethereum rips. It all goes back up to the upside every single time. But in a perfect world, I believe in everything you're saying, but I still believe ETH holds value in the market. It's very undervalued compared to everything else. I see it as a good swing trade. Here's the deal. If ETH does a good big trade, that means the whole market's moving. If the whole market's moving, SWE and SOL and SWE are going to outperform it. Let's take a look at SOL Ethereum on the chart. I mean, it's clearly going to rip it. I gave you this chart just a few days ago. I said, watch this rip. I said, that's how I used to go double bottom with a higher low. I see SOL whipping, and it ripped. It did rip. SOL beating up on Ethereum. Look at SOL Ethereum. It is just on an absolute tear. If you got into SOL for ETH on September 11th of 2023, look, Monday, September 11th, and that would have been the bottom. SOL bottomed on ETH right there and then continued to rip on it. ETH got nothing on SOL right now. Look at it. Don't let me... Is there a sweet ETH out there? Or is there ETH for SWE? ETH SWE? I'm telling you right now, man. That SOL ETH chart beating up on, again, I'm finding a little bit of bearish div, man. Is that it? I don't know. I'd be careful on ETH. I'd buy more Bitcoin before I touch ETH, and I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Yeah. Too many of these older blockchains are run more like university research projects than business. Yeah, they 100%. They get all these government grants. They sit around and talk and speculate over how they could move the chain. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's time to make some money, man. Exactly. Yeah, Sol is a new ETH. ETH is a new Sol. I got into ETH before anyone who says ETH is going to win. I got into ETH at 89 bucks. I was into it. Trust me. Trust me. I met one of the coders who created Ethereum, man. I got into it. I knew about it when it was $9. Understand. All right. Understand, right? And we still got this long for Bitcoin. I wouldn't be surprised if this flag rips to the upside. Bang, bang, bang. Nothing is leverage on ETH. Bitcoin is not leverage on ETH. ETH is leverage on Bitcoin and still couldn't outperform Bitcoin. Get your facts straight. 100%. I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm telling you. Like, anyway, it's all good. Livery, do you have any insight on XCN? I like it. I believe it'll follow the pump with XRP and Stellar Lumens. It's the lowest of the totem pole to get that gainage. So I have a bag of XCN. I do. And I believe XCN will outperform a lot of other coins when the market rips. Right? The Bitcoin ETFs could only flow to ETH right now. So until Sol gets ETF allowed, ETH will survive. It will, but I'm showing you Ethereum chart. And even if Ethereum gets tons of money in it, tons of money. Like, look at the last time ETH got tons of money in it and how fast it moved. ETH had everything. Everyone was talking about ETH. It was all about ETH. And it went from $500 to $4,000. Okay. And it got so much money put in it, and it did it from January 2021 to May. January, February, March, April, May, right? 4 months. Let's just say ETH has anything like that. All right. Anything like that. And it goes on a pump like this from where it's at on the low right now. You're talking a $6,000 ETH. I'm sorry. That's a 6X. I mean, I'm just like, that's not even a 6X. I'm just like, I'm sorry. Flag me with a sharp whip, dude. Like, I'm all set. I'm all set. I am all set waiting for that pump to happen until 2026 of June. I'm all set. So you're telling me, so ETH's going to have to go straight up. ETH's going to have to go straight up. So you're telling me ETH is going to go straight up. So unless ETH goes straight up and gets a 9K by August, or like somewhere by, somewhere here, it's not worth it to me. I'm not sitting around for a 9X. You see what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. Like, I can make more money with Solana. You get it? I feel like I finally broke my headphones. I can't hear my headphones anymore. Finally broke them. I've had these headphones for so long, and they've been messing with me. Hold on, do I have another pair of headphones in here? I can't hear myself talk. I'm just a guy that likes to make gains, man. And I've made a lot of gains in my life, and I know how to make gains, and I get excited by gains. That doesn't excite me. $6,000 Ethereum somewhere by here doesn't excite me. So unless Ethereum changes the way it's moving, and all of a sudden gets so much more liquidity than every other coin in the world and does something it's never done before, and goes on a straight up tear to $9,000 by August or by October, like, I'm all set. So I'm giving you where it's likely. Like, this is the charts. Show me that Ethereum is going to do something amazing. Just show it to me. Like, and honestly, if it goes to 6,000, that's awesome. Great for everyone in it. They're going to do good. But I just think there's so many other coins that will outperform it that it's absolutely ridiculous. Right? Yeah. Good China Trader said you're lucky is the last card he has. Good China Trader said you're lucky. It's the last card he had. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like, yeah. ETH is broken, those fees. We need ETH. I'm not greedy. I've made tons of money. I got into Cardano at 2 cents. Went to $1.37. Like, if you 50, 60X'd in your life numerous times, then you're going to look for those scenarios. Okay? Like, if you're a guy and the women you've dated are absolutely gorgeous, you're not going to go date regular looking women. You're going to go after gorgeous women. Like, that's just how it is, man. Like, once you have high standards, you're going to keep those standards. That's facts. Once you 50, 60X the coin in your life, you're going to want to look for something like that. All right? You're not going to get that excited by a 5X, a 3X, or a 2X. It's just not going to do it for you like it did before. You know, that's the facts of life. I'm just kind of relating these facts to everybody. It is what it is. Okay. SWI USDT and ETH USDT in TradingView to see. Yeah. Damn, man, my favorite headphones finally let go today. Oh, no, I think I pressed the button. There we go. I pressed the wrong button. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Shout out to Luke Cohen. Shout out to UPXI stock out of Tampa Crypto Invest. Someone wants UPXI. UPXI out on the NASDAQ. I mean, that thing looks like it just pharmaceutical health technology. You said it's out of Tampa Crypto Invest dump of a pump. I don't know what's going on there, man. That looks disgusting. I don't even want to look at anything like that. That came out in 2020. I don't even know what that's horrible. I wouldn't even look at that. That's a rug pull in the stock market. Stock market got rug pulls too. Don't think they don't. Don't act like they don't, man. Stock market will rug you up. Spit you out for sure. Look, this is like an ascending chart. This is look like a descending. This is looking like it's going to dump. Doesn't look amazing. This is why I would leave the market alone throughout the afternoon. Let it do its thing. Come back at 5, 6 o'clock on a Monday. I do not waste my time Mondays. I just don't. Every once in a while, we get a good public Monday, but it's got to be awesome. You know what I mean? If it's not awesome, I'm not doing it. And we'll take a look at Caspa. So I'm sorry to go on an ETH tangent. I don't want people to get hurt, man. And everyone has this idea. Fine, it's great. And I gave you Caspa yesterday, and Caspa launched. Look at that. I gave this trade yesterday. So, like, look, I didn't put a focus on Ethereum yesterday. I put a focus on Caspa gains. My Pendo trade, I put out gains. My Caspa trade, I put out gains. Alchemist AI looks like it's going to do damage. I put out a lot of different I assessed a bunch of different coins last night. A lot of them are looking interesting. I'm just saying. Caspa banging on them, though. And again, when the market's not amazing, that's a good gain. I mean, if you're on leverage, like that's 10x leverage, that's 70%. See what I'm saying? And Caspa popped out the flag. We fly to Dubai Sunday night at 8 p.m. So the weekly candle close will not be there. And then I won't be able to do my Monday show because I don't get there till like Monday at night. But I'll get there Tuesday. See, I fly Sunday, but I probably get to Dubai on Tuesday. Like Monday never exists to me. But when I'm there on Tuesday, it's actually Monday here. See, I'm like, wait, but I don't ever see Monday? I'm going to fly through Monday like it never existed. Maybe not, though, because I'm only 8 hours ahead. Yeah, but I'm 8 hours ahead, and it's a 16-hour flight. So that's 24 hours right there. So I'm somehow going to fly through Monday. The flight back's better because it's only going to take 7 hours instead of 16, right? Because I'm going to get 7 hours back on the flight back. Anyway, I'm attempting to do the math, but it looks like the first time you'll see me after my Sunday morning show will be Monday night. I'll come out at like, I don't know, 6 p.m. at night or something. I don't know when. And then I'll start doing my show regularly back at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, which will be 6 p.m. at night in Dubai. And my staff's going to help me. We're all going to work through it. And then I'm going to make sure and it's sad because that's where everyone wants to go to dinner and hang out 6 to 8. And I have to run back to my hotel room and say, hey, but my life is not a life of fun. I don't get to do what everybody else does. I've sacrificed something bigger than myself or something bigger than that I dream for. I don't get to hang out from 6 to 8 on vacation. I'm going to have to go back to my room and work. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I love that. There's going to be a sacrifice on my trip. I'm going to be working every single day when I'm on vacation. I'm okay with that. I love that. You know why? There's billions of people that would not do that. And if you do things that other people won't do, you're going to get a benefit. When I hit my $1 billion, all right, and I'm able to change the world, I'm going to say it's for all those times that I didn't live a regular life, for all those days I sacrificed, for all the days I pushed when I didn't need to, but I did it anyway. And I'm teaching you, this is the key, all right? It's not an easy life. It's not awesome. It's always going to be hard work. And the second you realize that, it's going to be great. Because you're going to realize you're going to have to work hard for every single thing that comes your way, and nothing is going to be handed to you. The second you realize nothing will ever be handed to you, life is going to get better. Because you're going to start working for every single thing you got. And you're going to be able to achieve it. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. I see XRP about to pump too. Back at 88,000. Look at this. I'm about to double down now. I might double down on this. At least add to the trade a little bit. I'm doubling down. I like this bounce here. I doubled down on the trade here. I really like that bounce. That's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if we just brop all the way to 89.7 now. I'm in a long right now, in case you didn't know. I just entered a long. Stochastics low, tight in the channel. We've been watching this flag since it pumped and just waiting for the consolidation. I've been keeping my patience throughout the stream. It's Mondays, baby, Mondays. All right. The 5-minute on Bitcoin's looking so good. It has hidden bullish divergence. I'm on the 5-minute right here. Yeah, I liked API 3 too. I think I put that out to the trading group last night, or I was looking at it this morning. On the weekly, it didn't bump, right? But yeah, look, I had a flag right here. Look at that. That thing boomed. That's so crazy. I drew this flag this morning. I was just speculating on this thing, thinking like it was going to black. Look, it had the bullish div on the R and the flag there. I was going through a lot of coins, and I ended up making this in. I didn't end up putting it out there. I think I did. I did at AXCPT. I put on a lot of altcoins this morning. More altcoins than I've posted in a long time. Dang, I skipped API 3. I had some other ones. It was a little, but I did have I had this charted out, and I even saw where it was going to go. How did I know? I just drew this. Wow, that thing just went from 73 all the way up to 79 cents in a heartbeat. People are starting to decide that there's money in this market. We didn't see these pumps before. This is saying, hey, people want to get in. All right. It's not hard work. It's consistent and persistent. Amen. Amen. Consistent and persistent work. I don't know if I want to call it hard anymore. Pause. It is hard, man. There's days where you're just like, your body's tired. Nobody wants to work 7 days a week. Nobody. Your body's going to want to tell you to take a day off. You're going to want to, the average person is not going to. But when you work 7 days a week, you're going to find a strength that other people don't have deep inside. And you're going to realize that you have it. You see what I'm saying? I see a pump coming for Bitcoin. I'm long right now. You do you, I do me. And we assess the situation here. I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. Did we full port it? Full port it, mate. All the way to the upside. 1,700 for $6,000. Looks like it could be at a huge pump. A very big pumpage. That looks beautiful. Inverted head and shoulder, ready to rock. The markets look good. Assessment looks nice. Wow. Stochastics about to fly. I mean, that's it right there. That's my model right there. It's just like, it's glaring you in the face. It's basically a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. You're above the 21. You're curving on the 200 on the stochastics. You've consolidated above the 200 MA. Man, oh man. That thing is breaking out. Looks like it's going to continue to pump here to the upside. Bang. Exactly. Sam always putting in the grind. That's why he's successful every single day. Every single day. Papa needs a new car, right? Bulls are winning. Join the winning team. Hopium, copium. Amen. Shout out to Victor Navarro and everybody out there on the live. Thank you for being here. Went from $10 to 30 so I can afford joining the 99s. Hey, God bless you. If XAI drops anything, we'll be super happy. Get tons of it for free at BNB launch 1 year ago. Amen. ETH is going to fly to 3,000. Hey, maybe it does. And again, I love Ethereum. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on Ethereum. I'm just assessing how much gains we can really get out of it. And let's just be honest with ourselves, like, and not try to paint a picture. Now, had it consolidated a lot better and stayed above 3,000, it should be going to 10,000, 12,000, but it didn't do that. It lost so much of its initial pumpage that it has to take so long to get back that's going to really pull its bigger trajectory. Take a look at the last issues. For the last 5 years, we always pumped and dumped, or the other way around, just huge liquidity grabs. Then the real moves come. Amen. Yeah. So we're going to watch this flag. I'll keep you guys up to date. I trade hard Monday night after 6, 7 p.m. We're going to go and see our daily close. I do an update every night. I'm going to go over the altcoins too and token metrics. You're going to get an update into what altcoins we're looking at. That's a free assessment that I pay for every single, I have a monthly subscription to token metrics, and I kind of show you what I'm looking at and what I'm picking out of the charts there. So look out for that later on today. Look out for my charts. Look out for my altcoin setups. They're going to start pumping out way more than you saw before. The group is going to change. If you've been just coasting, looking at Bitcoin, learning, now you're going to have altcoin setups coming while you're learning. It's going to get intense. Even this morning, look at how many more altcoin setups were this morning than there were normally. We're starting to rev up here, and you can see it. And I trade the probability, so when I see more probability, we're going to throw it out at you. So get ready. Shout out to anyone that took the scalp of the 15 and made those gains. Shout out to anyone that took the gain last night. Shout out to anyone that the trade we got into on weeks that's still in the money at 88,091 right now. Bitcoin at 88K, baby. Remember that $84,000 Bitcoin I bought 5 weeks and 2 days ago? Hey, I may have called the bottom there. You never know. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing, baby. Crypto is life. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream, and I'll see everyone in the trading group throughout the day. God bless you all. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. And thank you. Remember, every single person that got something done, they had to start it. So you know what the secret to success is, right? It's just getting started.